What's up, everybody? Where you watching from? Welcome to the live today. It's gonna be a short and sweet live. You got me for about the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Then I gotta wrap it up. We're gonna be talking about funding a business with credit cards. A lot of people frown upon it. A lot of people don't. Um, what I want to tell people is all a strategy, and you just gotta do what makes sense for you, right? So we're gonna get into the credit profile, how to build your credit profile, what credit cards that you should be doing. And taking advantage of, what credit cards you should avoid, all of that type of stuff. But before we get started, let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm just going to let a few people, uh, let a few more people get on before I start talking. That's amazing. So listen, guys, if you have bad credit or less than a 680 credit score with no derogatories, this strategy might not work for you, and you might want to focus on cleaning off your credit, getting all of that negative and derogatory stuff off, and then open up like a self-lender account to basically start to build that reputation with your credit. You can open up a secure credit card as well as a loan, right? So that way you can have multiple things reporting to your credit, so it can boost your credit score. Um, that being said, if you have credit over 680 or better, there's a way that you can extract at least 100,000 in credit, literally. And I'm gonna give this to you guys today for free. And the reason why is because a lot of you are struggling for no reason, where you can be actually being responsible. See, credit is made up of multiple points. You have your utilization, right? You have your payment history, right? And then you have your usage, like what type of mixed credit are you using. And once you understand that, man, you can go to the moon and back if you know what you're doing. See, then you have three different credit bureaus, right? So, and each credit card company and banks, they sometimes pull from all three. Sometimes they only pull from one. And once you understand that, then you know how to get multiple credit cards at one time. So, the biggest thing I tell people is figure out a way to get to at least 50 to 100,000 in available credit, and then leverage maybe some of that, but keep your utilization less than 10%, right? So if you're going to be using a credit card, understand the statement date and the cycle date, um, and the reporting date. So once you understand that, then you'll know, let's say, for example, your statement date is the 5th, and then your reporting date is the 12th. Then you know for a fact that you should have your credit card paid in full before, you know what I'm saying, the 10th, so it can post and show up on that reporting date. That being said, there's a bunch of different credit cards that I like, especially with my clients. We only recommend this to people that's serious, right? And what I mean by people that's serious, I mean people that's responsible, right? Just because you got credit, you still got to be very responsible and making sure that you are being smart about it, right? So don't just go max out your card and have no plans to pay it back, or have no other means to pay, or max out your card and just pay the minimum payment, because at the end of the day, that's going to hurt you. So what you want to do is just make sure that you have a balance, right? So I tell people have like maybe 3 or 4 cards, each card with 10 to 15,000 dollars on it, and then say, all right, I'm gonna spread my utilization throughout 3 or 4 cards and only use maybe $3,000 on each card. What does $3,000 on each card get you? About $9 to $10,000 to play with, right? So that's the biggest thing. And they had the capabilities of being able to keep that utilization under 10%, which is most important out of all of this, so it won't hurt or affect your credit. That being said, if you're responsible, you're actively using cards, you don't have to worry about the banks, shrinking your credit limits. You don't have to worry about the banks cutting off your cards because you haven't used them in so long, right? So you want to actively use your cards. Now, funding your business, there's a multiple ways you can go about it. I be very careful what I tell people. Any advice that you hear today, definitely consult with somebody to make sure that it's up to your city and state, legislations, whatever the case may be for you. So you can use an app called Plastic, right? Plastic is a company that'll literally pay bills for you or send you the money and then charge you a fee. You can also sign up for different services, like all your different subscriptions. You can just put on your credit card. But if you need to actually liquid cash, you can use like a plastic. And like I said, you can sign up for all the different subscriptions. The biggest thing that you guys got to figure out is what is your monthly budget and what is your break-even budget, right? So that's the first thing. Before you even spend any money, you should know exactly how much money you need to keep your operation the doors open. Even worst case scenario, you're bringing in zero money, right? So on average, what we calculate, it costs the average wholesaler around $48 to $59 a day to keep their doors open, just from paying for their VAs, paying for software, paying for skip tracing, all of that type of stuff. And once you figure that part out in your business, the rest is easy because then you know that okay, I need between $1,000 and $3,000 a month to keep my business fully operational. Then you just got to figure out and reverse backwards how much I need to do as far as effort and make contracts in order to secure contracts and then recoup some of this money back. So from the time you get a lead all the way to the time you get on a contract to the time you get paid, how long does that look like? Most businesses is between 60 to 120 days. So you got to take in consideration that the work you're doing right now in February, you probably won't see or benefit from it until probably April, May. And that's the biggest thing that people got to understand. If you weren't doing shit, 2, 3 months ago, well, 2, 3 months later, your business is going to be as busy or, closing consistent deals. So we call that building a pipeline / building a dam of deal flow. Because when you do stuff like that, like if I know that I crushed it in January and February and I got, 6 contracts, 7 contracts, I know I can get half of these contracts onto the closing table and actually liquidate and make my money and pay back my credit cards and things of that sort. So one of the credit cards I want to recommend to you guys, and I'm gonna copy and paste this in the comments. I'm only giving you 3 today. I got hundreds, but just because you guys ain't, in none of my programs yet, I give you 3 solid credit cards that I know that you guys can get approved for. But like I said, you want to make sure that you are getting high limit credit cards. You don't want to get approved for something that only give you $2,000, $3,000 limit. Like, what are you going to do with that? Honestly, you can't even pay your VAs for a few months with that. So, one of my favorite ones is probably, I want to say Chase. The Chase got a bunch of different cards, but once you understand all of the different ones, you'll know exactly which ones to pull and use. So, the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, it pulls from Experian, and typically my average client gets about between $18,000 and $23,000 credit limit with them. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred, it pulls from Experian, and you definitely want to have a solid credit score and at least between a 700 and 740 credit score. Around 720 is definitely the sweet spot. So I definitely recommend that if you go apply for that, you can do a pre-approval and see if you get a pre-approved, so it won't give you any hard inquiries. And literally, like I said, you'll get a credit line at least $18,000. So I'm not gonna tell you what to put on there as far as your income. That's up to you, right? That's between you and Chase or whatever you decide to put on there. But it's not my job to tell you what to put on there, especially if that's not true. Another one probably when it comes to regular banks, we're gonna probably. Let me think of something for you guys. I definitely want to make sure I'm giving you tremendous value. If you want to get like a actually liquid cash, it's best to just get like a personal loan. You can get these personal loans through all of your credit unions. They do really good jobs for giving out personal loan, especially Navy Federal. If you don't have Navy Federal, find somebody that you know with Navy Federal and literally they can refer you or get you in. So I'm gonna put that in there for you guys as well too. So literally, um, another bank that I personally like is the Digital Credit Union (DCU). Um, you got to have at least a 700 credit score, and they give you a personal loan up to $26,000. All of the stuff is stated income. It's not like they're gonna go verify it and ask you for your tax returns and none of that stuff. But digital credit union. So if you need the liquid cash, $26,000. Now then you ask yourself, Antoine, why would I take out $26,000 loan? Well, you can take the $26,000 loan out, put it into your business, put some operating expenses aside and some emergency savings aside, and then turn around and then go work a job or have an extra job just to be able to pay off that debt. They'll service that debt until your business starts to make money, right? So let's say, for example, you get a $26,000 loan and you're paying $600 a month, $700 a month, for 24 months or whatever the case may be, 36 months. I'm just throwing this out there. Then you know that, okay, let me go DoorDash twice a week, and that's going to pay off my debt obligations. But I have the liquid cash now, so I can be able to scale and take my business to the next level. Now, this is not just wholesaling. You can do this and take this and strategize for whatever business you're trying to accomplish. But the biggest thing I tell people is do your homework, do your due diligence, and then do a worst case scenario. What happens if I don't make my money? Can I pay this back? And I'm in a financial situation to pay this back. And that's exactly why we only work with people that has that understanding of, everything is a risk. There's nothing guaranteed in life. Even being married to your wife or, walking down the street, you can get hit by a truck. Like nothing in this life is guaranteed. So you got to have this understanding of what is the worst case scenario. So once you figure that out, you'll be good to go. So I promise you guys 3. So I'm going to give you one more. Let me think. The Amaxes are okay and good, but the issue with the Amax, that shit is due every 30 days. So if you don't have no finance, if you putting on $10,000, $15,000 in Amax and you have no money in your account to pay it off every month, that's just a recipe. That's just a disaster waiting to happen for you. So I wouldn't personally go with Amax first if it's my business. Now, once my business is making a ton of bread, then I would do the Amax and just put everything on my Amax and then turn around and pay it off at the end of the month. But if your business is not consistently bringing in whatever that is that you're charging the Amax, I wouldn't even touch it. Honestly, if your business is not bringing in 4 times your charges on your Amax, I wouldn't even use it. So the last and final one for you guys today, and it's easy. Hold on, let me make sure I got it right. Is the NASA Visa Platinum Rewards. So if you just Google that, NASA Federal Credit Union, a lot of the credit unions are very fair when it comes to high limit credit cards. Like you rarely get like the low limit credit cards. So if you have a good credit score above 700 no derogatory, these are 3 ways. Literally, I just showed you how to get 20, 26, that's 46. Plus 18, 46, 56, 60. I just gave you $64,000 in potential credit and cash that you can use to take your business to the next level. Just leveraging a good credit score. And like I said, if you don't have a good credit score, focus on getting your derogatory marks off your credit, whether it's late payments, missed payments, stuff that hurts your credit, and then turn on and focus on adding positive stuff to your credit and pay it off and pay it consistently. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing that I can recommend to you guys is to pay your stuff consistently, pay your stuff on time. And then you won't have the stress of, could I afford a VA? Could I afford to pay somebody to consult with me? Could I afford to invest in premium skip tracing? Could I afford to do this? You have the money, right? You just got to have a detailed plan, right? Your plan need a plan. And that's the biggest thing that I can tell you guys, that credit cards, it's the biggest hack because you're leveraging someone else's money. And if you pay it off quickly and on time, you don't even accrue any interest. If you're paying your stuff off in full, you don't accrue interest. You only accrue interest when you carry a balance. So let's say, for example, you put $10,000 on your card. If you turn around and then wait a week later to pay it off, or 2 weeks later to pay it off, you're not going to incur any interest. and you still get the points and the rewards, and that's a whole nother conversation. But the point I'm making to you is there's little to no excuses of why you where you not want to be, especially if you have a great credit score. Now, if your credit score terrible, you broke, you don't have no job, you have nothing going on, then you just gotta start from the bottom, right? I'm telling you, Navy Federals, all these credit unions, they work with people with bad credit. So even if you have like a 500, as long as you get some secure credit cards with them, a secure loan, you pay your stuff on time every month, you get all of the negative stuff deleted off. In 6 months, they're going to give you $20,000 cards. They're going to give you $10,000 loans because they see your banking activity, especially if you have a job. Have a piece of your check going into a certain bank you want to bank with, right? We're not even going to get into the truest and all of these plays because at the end of the day, that's for people who pay their hard-earned money to be able to get this information. But I wanted to give you some information enough that you can't say that I can't get started. You can't say that, damn, bro, I wish somebody would show me a play or give me an alley hoop, and it literally just gave you a grand slam alley hoop. Like I said, information is useless unless you use it. So if you don't take this information that we provided to you today and use it, then that's on you. Before I get out of here, I got 3 minutes left. Any questions? Do you guys have any questions about this? Because I want to make sure that you're receiving the information and you know how to apply this information to take your business and take your life to the next level. And like I said, this is only on a personal side. We haven't even scratched the surface level of what you can do on the business side, right? And the beautiful thing about the business side and why I suggest people go heavy on their business credit cards and personally guarantee it is because literally this stuff don't show up in your personal credit. So you can get a ton of business cards and they don't see it on your personal credit and they keep on giving you business cards. So this is all I got for you today. Any questions? Like I said, it's a short episode today. I just want to make sure I'm providing nothing but value to you. I'm not sure about Canada residents, honestly. I just know about the United States people because in America we have Social Security numbers and your Social Security number is tied to all the 3 credit bureaus. So they will work with you. Now I do know like American Express, they work with a lot of foreign people and nationals and all that stuff, but I'm not sure about Canada. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you got a Chase Inc. with a 780 credit score, I would definitely go over to either NASA Federal Credit Union and apply for one of their cards, or if you have Navy Federal, I would apply for one of their flagship Black Reward cards, and they give you a big credit limit. What else would I apply to? I would slide up in Truist and see what, if I already have an LLC and an EIN number, see what business credit card I can get pre-approved for, and they give you a big high limit off of that too. And then you can still get another, it's the 24 rule. So you can still get another Chase card. So if you already got the Chase Inc. reward, then I just chase the Sapphire. Yeah, I chase because if you already got the Chase Inc. Bold, then I chase the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Right? I apply for that next because they'll give it to you, especially if you got a low balance, you've been paying your stuff all the time. I wouldn't apply for the Chase Freedom because they're going to give you a low limit. But definitely the Chase Sapphire Preferred if you already got the Chase. But other than that, guys, I catch you later. If you need anything, today only for 3 people. We give 25,000 leads for $199. Text me 202-335-3322 with your money in your hand, ready to go. If you need to think about it, don't even text me. This is only for people that's ready to go right now today. So if you need some leads, text me. If you need a VA, text this number as well. And if you need the whole setup, the business in a box, or build out a custom lead generation team, text me so we can get you set up and get you going. Other than that, I got to go. I appreciate you guys. Let's rock and roll. Let's get it going. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow.